Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. It's me, Kiafa. Welcome back to my tribe. What's up, you guys? All right, so if you don't know who I am, my name is Kiafa. As I've stated, I've been a surgical tech for the last 20 years. I am a certified surgical tech, certified surgical first assistant, and I've been sharing my journey on YouTube for the last, I don't know how many years, but I've been doing it for like 20 years now. So not YouTube, but I've been scrubbing for like almost 20 years. It's 19, but 20 sound better. This year, I was like, I want to talk to y'all about taxes, and I just did my taxes. So, what better time to talk about taxes than now? Okay, y'all. So, this year, I had a 1099. I have a 1099 and a W 2. And let's talk about the differences between a 1099 and a W 2 for a minute. So, just the general differences is, for one, this one, they take out everything. They're going to take out federal tax. So when you see, I'm not going to show y'all my exact W-2, but I'll show you that I have a W-2. Can y'all see that? There, W-2. So I made at this company from last year about $10,479. And then I paid $580 in taxes. My Social Security wages was $10,479. My Social Security taxes that I paid was $649. They took out $151 for Medicaid. So it's like four of the same exact slips. But luckily, y'all, because I use TurboTax, I had already, I didn't even need this because it was already in TurboTax. So if you're doing your own taxes and you want to keep it kind of neat and all together, just use like TurboTax because it integrates with all the software, like all the banks and everything. And so if you're working at a business that's like up to date, they automatically gonna have it there for you. And all you just have to do is just log in. At least that's all I had to do. I already had my information. Now, granted, I worked at this company a tax season before, so that might have had something to do with why it was still, why the information just pulled over and I didn't have to do anything but just log in. So I don't know if that's why, but it did. It had this year's W-2 already loaded when I logged in. I did not have to enter the information, so that was kind of cool. So on this one, I have a 1099. I just use this to cover up so y'all can't see no. Well, it don't really matter, but I don't know how much information I got on here, and I don't want y'all to see everything. So you can see that's a 1099 up there in the top corner. It's a 1099 NEC. I don't know what that actually means. I do. Non-employee compensation. That's what the NEC stands for. So this one just has exactly how much money I made from the company. So it said I made about $20,000 and no taxes and nothing was taken out of it. So I put in my W-2 at first, and then when I put my W-2 information in, it did offer me a return on my just my W-2 because I have a kid. So I got the child tax credit for that, which was like $3,000, I think. But and then I had I don't know if they was giving me what is it called? A earned income credit or not. I think I did hit the earned income credit. So pretty much it's showing that I made about $30,000 last year, but out of the 30, 10 of it was already taxed. Okay. So now I got to pay taxes. So when I so I don't have to pay taxes on the W-2 because they already took the taxes out, right? But the 1099 paid taxes on, so I got to pay taxes on that money that I earned because that's in America and that's how I go. So when I put that money in, when I put the 1099 into TurboTax, it dropped my return down half. So let's just say it was at like 5 something originally. It dropped it down to like 2. But then TurboTax prompted me and was like, you need to go put in expenses for your 1099 work. So with a W-2, you don't get to go put in no expenses. It just is what it is. You don't get to go say, hey, I spent $200 on some hokas and I spent $100 on some stoggles, the goggles, y'all know what I'm saying? Or I spent this amount of money on scrubs, or I needed a stethoscope, or I needed whatever you needed because I'm a surgical tech. So I bought scrubs I bought scrubs last year. And so we count all that. I bought shoes. I bought more than one pair of shoes. So you put all of that stuff, none of that stuff counts as a W-2 employee. So all that stuff you buy, them nice shoes, anything that you really need to actually be a surgical tech, even scrub caps, you can put your caps on there. And so you don't get to put any of that on there as a W-2, but as a 1099, I get to go in and say, hey, I spent $200 on shoes. I spent $100 or $200 on scrubs. I spent safety goggles. I got my, I paid money for safety goggles. You get to go in and actually put in the expenses. Also, because it's a 1099 position, I get to use it as an at-home business because, darling, if when they call me, I'm at home. They use my phone. I have to have internet to communicate with certain people during certain times. So all of that get wrote off, and or it gets added to my expenses as a whole. Let's just say my house, because I rent. So let's talk about that. So I'm renting. I put how much I spent for my rent for the whole year down, and then it adds how big is my home office. So I put how big the square footage of the home office, and then it did the deductions like that. So it also asked me about internet. It asked me about my cell phone, and I put in the whole number for the whole year. And then it did its deductions based off of the square footage of the house. So y'all, just by working a 1099 job, I was able to offset my income, to offset my expenses and to lower my taxable income. So I would have been taxed on the complete $20,000. It's like $20,000 that I end up making on the 1099. I would have actually, I didn't actually have to get taxed on the complete thing because it deducted however much expenses I put in. Now, you be realistic with it. Like, don't be like, either you can track it on your own, or they even have it to where you can log into your bank account and have your bank statement imported in. I tried that. I didn't like it because it didn't put the stuff in the right category. So I was still having to go through and fix it. So I took that off on TurboTax, and I just went back and put in my expenses myself. But they do allow for you to just import your bank statement, and then you can go in and say, hey, this is what I spent on each I can't even talk, y'all, each category. Now that we know the difference between the W-2, so we know I ain't paid no taxes on it, right? And we know that on my W-2, I paid taxes automatically. And then for my 1099, I paid no taxes on it. So we got that under control. Okay, y'all, I'm a little bit hungry, so I'm going to fry me an egg. But before I do that, I was just going to tell you, too, a few other things that you can deduct from your taxes when you have like a 1099 or at-home business is any type of maintenance or upkeep that you needed to do to that area. That's one thing I did really like, because it was some tools and some things that I needed to hang pictures and to put holes in walls, like drills. And you guys, that stuff wasn't expensive. I mean, it wasn't cheap. That stuff was kind of expensive. I was able to put that into my expenses category for the upkeep of the studio. Like, they actually counted, or not the studio necessarily, but the home office. It's like after tax dollars that I use to invest in my Roth IRA. But I'm pretty sure it did lower my taxable income a little bit, but not a lot, because I just maxed it out. It was only like $7,000. It's all you could put in a Roth IRA, which is different than the 401k, because you could put, I think, like $20-something thousand in a 401k. Hold on, y'all. I got to beat this egg. So I know most of y'all probably like, Kiafa, how do I find like a 1099? Like, what is you talking about? Because the truth is, most surgical tech jobs are W-2. jobs. But you have those apps like Medly and CareRev. And even if you was to do, well, traveling wouldn't count, because traveling you would still be a W-2 employee, even though your taxable income, like your meal and housing stipend, is non-taxable income. So it would be you going to a private practice if you can find one, or if you, like I say, just want to go do these travel or like local contract gig work kind of things. Those are normally 1099. If you're open to doing other gig work, this will also apply. So maybe you go do Instacart, maybe you go do DoorDash, maybe you go do Amazon Flex or Arise, join the Arise platform. If you can't find a 1099 job in the field that you're currently in, try going outside the field that you're in. Like I say, Amazon Flex, any of those like gig app jobs, those will also help offset your income especially if you're like a high earning person. So if you're making like $50 something, $60 something an hour, and you're getting taxed at your W-2 job, like on that money, that's pretty decent, high tax, in taxable income. And to offset that, go do some kind of like gig work and get you a 1099, and then you can do it how much or how little you want to. It does have to make sense. So if you're gonna be doing, don't be like doing some weird stuff like lying, like where you saying, okay, I made $30,000, and you know what I'm saying, now you got like a $50,000 living expense that you wouldn't normally have. I'm talking about doing something real normal and legal and legit to offset your income by having an at-home business or a 1099. The 1099 is pretty much is being treated like an at-home business, and so that's what you have to understand. If you out here, if you like me and you're trying to keep some money in your pocket, yeah, I'm trying to keep as much money as I can in my pocket. Okay, y'all, I done made this clip like 30 times. My food getting cold now. I'm ready to sit here and watch some videos. But I just wanted to share with y'all my journey this year, and just hopefully it helps somebody out there in the future. If you're somebody like me, that's just trying to keep as much money as you can, not like give it all away, especially because we be working hard for our money, don't it? Like this ain't no easy little field to be in. Any type of medical field where you on your feet all the time, y'all, it's a struggle out here. But yeah, so I'm gonna get into my food. I hope y'all found this helpful. If you got any comment or any questions, leave me a comment in the comment section. My chicken going crazy. She got me a little distracted. But also, y'all, I'm not your tax professional. This is what I do. Go find you a tax professional, or go learn and read so you can just be more prepared and have more money, sure, at the end of the day. But y'all about to get into these eggs because they're gonna get cold and I don't want them cold. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.